Abigail, so a lot of people are curious about procrastination. I was hoping that we could talk about that, and also what you call the honeymoon period of creativity.
Yeah, let's see if we can kind of weave them in together, huh? So, when you're asking about procrastination, you mean like kind of sitting on a creative idea and not moving forward with it, right?
Exactly.
And so, if I link that a little bit to the honeymoon period of creativity, what you see in that, the Greeks are really fabulous when it comes to what they call love. They have all these different words. So that the first word, eros, if you like, eroda, is very much related to the honeymoon period, which I think when we look at creativity, when you first get that inspiration or you have that glimpse of oneness or the flow is happening, there's an excitement, the juices are flowing all over the place, and all these amazing ideas are kind of spilling out of you, and you have that kind of time where you can't stop writing and expressing, and the excitement is really it has a hold of you, and it's a passionate place, almost an addictive place, a place where, wow, if you could live in that 24/7, it would be a pretty beautiful journey. And I think what happens, and it has a particular lifespan, is you move into the next phase, which is the next phase of perhaps getting closer to sharing ideas in a space or on a platform where perhaps other people will have the capacity or the ability to judge. And then you are in a place where you're much more exposed, and I think exposure for us is incredibly scary. It puts us into places where our past can be brought into the here and now, the humiliation, the shame, the actually, do I have the right to speak out? Does what I'm expressing and sharing make sense? Will it be embraced? And I think the vulnerability is then really palatable. And actually, in that place, you have to again stand in that bold space. And it's like almost the power struggle of, hey, here I am. Can you hold that? Do you actually believe in what you have been fertilizing? Now is the time. The seeds, planting the seeds and watering them is fabulous. Now you're ready to blossom, and actually, will people smell your fragrance? And I think there is something about really being seen in that exposed, vulnerable space that is terrifying for human beings. It's better to kind of lock it back up, and perfect it a little bit more. Hence procrastination, and titter it up even more, and until the time has passed. But there is, I think, the old narrative that we all bring, which is unique to each one of us. What does it mean to really stand in your empowerment, in your exposed, vulnerable, raw self, and actually be waiting on some level for criticism or validation? And I think that brings with it our past experience. Were we validated? Were we criticized? And most of us have experiences of leaning towards, I was criticized. And therefore, we went into a place of survival, and not a place of thriving. A place of, when we're in a place of thriving, in that excited honeymoon period, everything seems possible. And perhaps everything is possible, but it's short-lived. And now we're faced with our structures, with our own wounds. And in that place of survival, actually, will I survive if I put my real heartfelt ideas on the table? And I think it's a beautiful place to play with all over again. Because also, truthfully, is it the right time? Is it the right product? Will people actually kind of receive it? Even if it's brilliant, some of the most brilliant ideas whoop, go over people's heads because the timing wasn't right. Because actually there were other storms that were wilder and louder. You know? So I think procrastination is an incredible protection against, being torn apart.